Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our presentation. Today, we're going to be presenting to you the culinary destination future of Mikkeli. And our team today includes me, Saima, Ha'ain, Thao, and Keiko. Now, let us move on to the first the menu that we are presenting to you today. We'll be first explaining to you the background of culinary tourism. Then we'll be talking about giving you an executive summary of the present situation of Mikkeli as a culinary tourist destination. Then we'll be presenting to you our SWOT analysis of Mikkeli's culinary scene. And then we'll be providing recommendations to improve it to gain more culinary tourists. And then we'll be concluding the presentation. And I hope you have a good time. Now let's go on to Haing for the background.
So here are some background information about culinary tourism. Culinary tourism is one of the fastest growing and most dynamic segments in tourism industry. Cuisine not only satisfies the fundamental needs of consuming food but also offers excellent opportunities for tourists to explore intangible heritages of a country. Here are some famous culinary destinations: Germany, Britain, Italy, France, Thailand, Japan. So, to create outstanding culinary experience, the industry needs to manage. First, ingredients. They can be from local or domestic farms or imported. No matter where the ingredients are from, what culinary managers have to do is guaranteeing the desired quantity and quality, and also finding a suitable approach that can preserve and enhance the feature of the ingredients. Second, human resources in culinary industry means farmers, chefs, and culinary managers. They need to deal with communication between ingredient suppliers and service providers. Service, or the setting in which the service providers present cuisine. It can comprise a wide range of forms: restaurants, cafes, pubs, each with different offerings like indoor, outdoor, high class, middle class, or private and chain. So, based on our research, the Culinary Mikkeli Culinary does not target culinary tourists who are quite sophisticated and likely to dine in high-class restaurants. It does not also target general tourists who like to have convenience food in chain restaurants. It actually aims to tourists with a truly adventurous attitude into the culinary world. So the next part is Tao with executive summary.
Okay, let's have a look at the current status of Mikkeli in culinary tourism. First of all, Mikkeli still lacks strong marketing strategy for culinary tourism. Little efforts were put into promoting the local cuisine or to make the name Mikkeli be known among food travelers. It is a sad fact as Mikkeli has resources available for this tourism market. Mikkeli already has a lot of touch points for tourists such as winery farms and local restaurants. It also had untapped potential to become a destination providing organic and fresh local produce exclusively. So although it seems a little bit late for Mikkeli to start marketing its cuisine now, Mikkeli's local food and produce can still help attract tourists to this place, since food is not only necessary as a survival tool, but also an important element of a culture. It's a valuable supplement to tourist experience, a highly value-added activity for any tourism destination. For more specific information on Mikkeli's current position in culinary tourism, we will move on to situation analysis.
Now on to the situation analysis of Mikkeli as a culinary destination. First we'll look at the strengths of Mikkeli. It has a very strong local cuisine, which is not to say that you can't get this kind of food anywhere else, but Mikkeli has its own distinctive variation of most popular Finnish food, and that would help the tourists understand and enjoy and differentiate their experience in Mikkeli more than anything else, and that is one of the great strengths that most culinary destinations do possess. Another strength it has is that it has a lot of choices for everyone. There's something from familiar chain restaurants of McDonald's, Subway, or Chinaman to local restaurants such as Hilla. There's something for everybody. And there's various different kind of cuisines and establishments. You can eat in mills, wine farms, ships, etc. And this is very good because then the tourists can personalize their experience according to their wishes. Another thing that is one of its biggest strengths is that it has great fresh local produce. Though it's mostly in summer, it has this great produce because it's near farms, forests, and lakes. It has great fishing and hunting spots, and thereby it makes sense for Mikkeli to try to target the local and organic food lovers like Iceland did in the past. Now let us look at the weaknesses that Mikkeli suffers from as a culinary destination. First weakness that it suffers from is that it has a very high overall cost of eating out. That is, not only is it the price high because it's in Finland and the taxes are high, but also it's very hard to find reviews for good restaurants. It's very hard to find a good restaurant to go to. Some of the farms and wineries which are good are in very remote areas which does not have access to public transport, and it makes it very difficult for the consumer, for the tourists to eat outside. The next weakness it has is that the local people are quite indifferent to the food scene. This is true for almost the whole of Finland, but this is a very bad weakness for Mikkeli to have if it wants to market itself as a culinary destination. Because if the locals are not interested in their own foods, the tourists are not likely to be either. And this also discourages talented chefs who want to cook for people who really care about their food. Another weakness it has is that the menu translations are rarely available in restaurants. It makes it very hard for tourists to order food, and the serving people might not also have that good English, and the tourists might be very confused. Now moving on to the opportunities that Mikkeli has is that it's growing a lot as a tourist destination, so more people can try Mikkeli's food, and then it can try to build a reputation through word of mouth and reviews. Another thing is that the food reflects its culture and history so much that it acts as a very good supplement to the that they feed off each other. The people who are interested in culture and history of Mikkeli are likely to eat their food as well. Another thing that it has really good is that opportunity that it has is that there's an increase in interest in fresh local cuisine due to environmental concepts and such, and thereby the fresh and local and organic are good target markets at this point as they're growing markets. Now the threats that Mikkeli faces is that Northern Europe generally has a very bad culinary reputation of just being very heavy and starchy. Though that reputation is changing now, Mikkeli should try to differentiate itself from the other regions around it in terms of food. The laws in Finland are also very, very strict, and they stop new consumers from going into the new producers from going into the market, and make this culinary scene more stagnant. And the cost is likely to increase as the food taxes on food are increasing in Finland, and also it has a very short summer, which means that the tourists cannot experience the full range in the whole time in the winter time. And so now we'll move on to Keiko for the recommendation.
Okay, thank you, Saima. Here comes to the recommendation part. Even Mikkeli is not a strong culinary destination, there still have a lot of things for Mikkeli to do to make itself stronger culinary tourism market. The first one is that Mikkeli can organize regular cuisine-related events. Such kind of event aim to deepen the impression of Mikkeli as a culinary tourism market. Such event will also provide visitors an authentic culinary and cultural experience in Mikkeli, and it will be events can also be similar to the test of Helsinki event in Helsinki, which has fairly successful in attracting both local persons as well as tourists. What's more, this kind of event is a great platform for local chefs to demonstrate their expertise to a larger group of audience. Another point is that we can use local ingredients to reduce food cost. Fresh local food is one of the specialties of Michelin. The surrounding nature providing thousands of ingredients. By using local ingredients can reduce transport and labor costs, therefore lower the food price. The third point is that we can have more language choices in restaurant menus, providing not only finished menu will please our foreign customers, since the target customers of Michelin are from Southern Europe, Russia, and Japan. So English, Russian, and Japanese should be prioritized in menus. The last recommendation is thus to provide shuttle bus to remote winery farms. Michelin has three winery farms, but they are all located far away from city center. By providing regular shuttle bus service, we'll let our tourists get access to local wine with less effort and help Michelin wine industry get more recognition among visitors. Okay, so we can see that Michelin does have a lot of things to do to gain a brighter culinary futures. There is the end of our presentation, and we hope you have a nice culinary trip in Michelin. Thank you.